And when you showed up, so for those of you that haven't read the books or listened to the other podcasts about this, Hackworth had showed up. He was requested by name to go and take over the 439th in Vietnam, which was a battalion that was having a lot of problems. And he went in there and he fixed it. I mean, there's no simpler way to put it. He went in there and squared that battalion away and made them from hopeless to hardcore is the terms that get used. When you showed up, he'd already been there for a while, so things were pretty solid at that point.
Oh, they were so good. It was incredible. In fact, the first guy I met when I got there was our battalion S4. His name was Mario Takahashi. He was actually a National Guard guy from Hawaii. He was about 6'2" or 6'3", big Japanese guy. Not like me.
How tall was Hackworth?
Hackworth.
Because you made it sound when you said talking about his neck. Was he like a big? Because in pictures he always looks pretty lean and not very physically large.
Well, he was stout.
Okay.
I mean, he wasn't real huge. He wasn't real tall. But just the way he carried himself.
That's what I always envisioned. Was he was just a guy that if you walked away, he'd go, I bet that. How tall was Hackworth? Oh, he's 6'8".
Yeah.
And then you find out he's whatever, 5'10" or something.
And not only that, but I'll tell you, when I became a general later on in life, and he came to one of my every year I used to have a leadership conference for my officers and my NCOs that I would invite speakers to come to. And Hackworth came to one of my conferences, and then he visited me in Chicago when he was doing his About Face book, right? And so he invited me and my wife and kids to have dinner with him one night. He always said, bring your kids. Some guys would say, no, just, bring your wife or whatever. Because my kids were fairly young. They weren't real young. They were maybe 8 or 9, at that time. And my wife and the kids actually commented about how soft-spoken Hackworth was. He wasn't a blustery guy, among guys, but in public with women and family members, he was a gentleman, which kind of surprised my wife because I had told him all about him, but that's how he was.
And so the